All right, welcome again, everyone, and to reading Star Rail lore with Marcelis Calderon.
Howdy, y'all again.
Because we were reaching an hour of recording, we are splitting this video. We are splitting this lore reading session into two. It shouldn't take too much longer to get through these. But I just wanted to be safe and not have multiple hours long lore videos.
Double lore videos? What could it mean?
All right. Cathay Hotel tea time menu. Classic brunch combo. Buttered toast. Poached eggs, pancakes, eggs with syrup, with seasonal fruit jam. A couple tea of your choice. I couldn't resist saying buttered toast in Ed's voice.
Buttered toast.
Like that wasn't a favorite show of mine, but you know, it was something to watch. I did enjoy what I watched of it. I just preferred other shows.
I love chickens, Eddie.
We know, Ed. We know. The sour bean soup, originally in the combo, is temporarily available due to the supply shortage and is replaced by any beverage from our selection of brews. Imagine if the writer of this recipe is actually named Ed. That would just be fucking amazing. Garden desserts. You there?
Yeah.
Garden desserts. Coffee jelly, temporarily unavailable. Blech. That sounds awful. Butterfly berry tart. Yogurt berry cup. Souffle with jam. Honey and oats mousse. Ooh, that sounds kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, really.
Energy snacks. Smoked frostwave salmon rolls. Salmon cheese tart. Special sausage platter.
Sorry, just when you said like energy snacks, I just thinking like if you would like reframe it like if like a power thirst ad, it's like energy snacks, smoked crosswave salmon rolls, with all new flavors like gun.
Afternoon brews. Moo Moo hot milk. Is that a brand name?
This feels like the sort of product that would be advertised by a large-chested woman.
Crystal sparkling water. Heartwarming flower and fruit tea. Energetic boiled mushroom tea. Rye bread soda iceberg. I don't know what that is, but it kind of sounds disgusting.
I feel like an AI wrote that. They're just like rye bread soda iceberg. Yeah, done.
Goethe Classic Handmade Coffee, temporarily unavailable. Due to the shortage in coffee, all menu items containing coffee are temporarily unavailable. We'll provide them as soon as supply is returned to normal. We deeply apologize for any inconvenience caused. I'm assuming this happened and around the time the shutout from the overworld happened.
Probably.
Okay, so old newspaper around Backwater Pass.
I think that one has been read. It must surely because it didn't have the
only because it didn't let me collect it first. So it opened it up. So that's why it looks like they've been read.
Oh, I see. Okay. Supreme Guardian Tatiana delivers an important speech. A newspaper clip cut out with meticulous care was stuck upon the notice board. Supreme Guardian Tatiana made a commemorative speech before the newly built museum, and its entirety was posted on the Crystal Daily. Okay. Commemorative speech on the 50th anniversary of the passing of Supreme Guardian Alexandra. Today is the 50th anniversary of the death of Alexandra, the third Supreme Guardian of Billowbog. Did we just step into the Shire? What the fuck? Okay.
That's the name of the city we're in.
All right. Don't fit, but what? All right. We had spent the most peaceful half-century since the founding of Belobog after the great woman's passing. Man, so you're saying that, like, before she passed away, everything was terrible. Okay. The people live in prosperity, and the city is moving to the right direction. We are in the best time of our history. All of this was because of the work Supreme Guardian put in while she was alive. Today, I ask us to please offer our most sincere thanks to Madame Alexandra. During Madame Alexandra's tenure, Belobog underwent dramatic transformations. The extent of development for the underworld accelerated, and countless spirited young people made their name in the mining towns. While she put great effort in developing the society and economy of the underworld, Madame Alexandra also devoted herself to developing education. She supported and created the University of Belobog for scientific research. With her generosity, the scientific understanding of underground ecology also reached new heights. Moreover, Madame Alexandra also unified the units of measurements in Belobog and established the after-fortification calendar, which is still in use. It is fair to say that, were it not for Madame Alexandra, Belobog would perhaps still be living in the equivalent of a chaotic and ignorant night. Personally, Supreme Guardian Alexandra was a hero that I had never met. While I was still a candidate for the Supreme Guardian, Madame Fenka often spoke to me about Grandma Alexandra. It could be said that she had seemingly never left us, and is still with us today. Belobog will forever remember Alexandra and every Supreme Guardian before and after her. We will not forget these great names, even after 50. No, we will remember her after 100, 500, or 1,000 more years. Once again, let us give our deepest respect to the great Supreme Guardian, Alexandra.
Okay, the way this one's sounding, it sounds like this has been going on for longer than 17 years. Like if a guardian died while trying to make while trying to work with it on this stuff.
I mean, well, this. So I don't know because it sounds like the scientific understand. I mean, it doesn't. This, based from what I understand, it doesn't sound like that it's actually connected to like this at all. Like, where do you think that it's connected?
Well, this was on a recent billboard I picked up within this town just now.
Right. I mean, I'm just thinking because it doesn't necessarily say when. I'm just thinking because it's one of those things.
Yeah, this could, for all we know, this could have happened like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. It also, I mean, it's
actually maybe not because this is a newspaper clipping.
I mean, to be fair, bear in mind, we are talking about a. This is all like Madame Alexandra. Obviously, this was she passed 50 years before, so that it doesn't sound like to me anything connecting with her is happening here. I don't know, unless. Yeah. So are you going to read this bit?
Yeah, I'll read this bit. Several carefully cut newspaper clippings taken from the Crystal Daily were pinned to the bulletin board. For the Goethe family, a prominent family in Billabong, the past 3 months have been life-changing. Before the incident at Austin Goethe's funeral had a chance to settle, his two sons were already stirring up a ruckus in court. After a grueling court process, the news is that great Goethe was convicted of treason and shocked Billabong. What happened exactly? Please stay tuned for our correspondence analysis. Shortly after Austin Goethe's passing, the brothers turned on each other over the will. So they're probably one percenters.
Oh yeah.
The Goethe family had a reputable name even before Belobog's founding, earning the trust and favor of the second supreme guardian, Svetlana the Iron Fist. The Goethe family played an important role in unifying the powers in Belobog. With the recent passing of Austin Goethe, the core member of the family, Belobog's elites all attended his grand funeral. However, Austin Goethe his will had not equally distributed his wealth between his sons, and it's causing great disputes. In the will, the elder son Wyatt was entitled to 65% of the wealth, while the younger son Gray only received 20% of the wealth. Only received 20%. And the rest of Austin's wealth was merged into the family trust and will be managed by a third party, periodically ensuing allowances to his grandchildren. Gray protested strongly against this distribution, and the relationship between the brothers completely broke down over 2 months of court hearings. Sounds like Austin had a favorite son. Gray was extremely agitated that he was being interviewed and said, "My father wouldn't have left such an absurd will. We're both his sons. Why are we treated differently? Someone must have tampered with the will. This will. I won't accept this will." So either he's being a piss baby, or he's being completely valid in his statement here. I can believe both.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's suddenly gone to treason, he's been convicted of treason, it leads me to feel like he's probably right.
Compared to Gray's rage, Wyatt seemed to be quite calm. He believes that the will is legally sound and undisputed. Gray will never come to visit, even when... Gray never came to visit, even when Dad was ill, but came every single day asking about the money the moment and Dad passed. I am very disappointed in him. Okay, so either he's lying or Gray is kind of a shithead.
Be interested.
Again, I can believe both.
Yeah.
The dispute over the will ended with the court ruling in Wyatt's favor. Gray vanishes and commits treason after losing the lawsuit. Wyatt sells family property to pay for fines. Just as everyone thought the drama was coming to an end with Gray's loss, the city was shocked when Supreme Guardian Tatiana declared Gray Goethe had committed grave treason and heavily fined the family. The Crystal Daily had immediately contacted the spokesperson of Clipart Fort and the Goethe family. We still have not received a reply from either party at the time of writing. Reliable sources state that Gray Goethe had already left the administrative district and had gone missing. Sounds kind of sus to me. The details of Gray's treason have not been announced publicly. However, the Supreme Guardian was firm with the accusation, and Wyatt Goethe, Gray's brother, did not protest. We had, however, received an official response on the Clipart Fort from the Clipart Fort spokesperson on the recent rumor that Gray and his family had escaped into the snow plains. No such incident had occurred. Extreme prosperity for both it's the beginning of decline. That is the teaching of the Goethe family. We are well aware of its meaning, but no one thought it would be so soon and so sudden. Wyatt's gaze is dulled as he talked about further about the future of the Guethe family. I have been forced to sell off the family mansion and fire nearly half the maids. I hope to use the remaining funds to start my business and reestablish my family's good name to compensate for the crimes of the younger of my younger blood. Of my younger brother, but the maids and they were being, well, screw them. It's not that like they did anything for the family.
I mean, like, look, let's be fair here. Like, when you don't have a mansion, you don't need all those maids.
Yeah, but you can at least give them something to so they can bounce back. So they can bounce back and find employment.
Oh yeah, I mean, granted, nothing's been said about whether or not they have. You know, I would hope that I mean, this is clearly space capitalism. They don't have. They probably don't have to pay a thing.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. But yeah, I would hope that they would receive some kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah. So you know, I may be in favor of gray here in this little document, because, like, okay, so the reason why we're in the underground right now is as the current Supreme Guardian and
Tatiana.
No, not Tatiana. It's a different Supreme Guardian. Caconia, I think it was.
Okay.
But she, when we arrived and we told her our situation, and keep in mind that these people didn't know about space travel. They haven't reached that far yet. She was completely welcoming of us, and even gave us a hotel room. Then suddenly we wake up in the morning to find out we're under arrest.
Oh, okay.
No reasoning, just like. We were told by the Supreme Guardian that you are bad people and you will destroy everything. So we must arrest you and make you pay for your crimes. And so we had to run, and long story short, instead of including being hit by smoke grenades, we ended up in the underworld. And funny situation. Then, like Bronya is canonically with us because she ended up because she because the guy who threw the grenades also grabbed her along with us.
Okay.
Direwolves. So, like, not only are we dealing with monsters, we've now got huge puppers.
Big puppers. I hope we get to pet them. All boobs must be pet. I said woob, not boob. Sorry. That is my word for doggies. Several carefully cut newspaper clippings taken from the Crystal Daily were pinned to the bulletin board. On June 19th, 1:44 AF, the Bellabog Supreme Guardian Tatiana signed Curfew Regulation Provision 101. A curfew shall be in place from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and is immediately effective. During the curfew, all residents are not to leave their homes, except Silvermane guards and essential workers with permission from the Executive Office. Curfew Regulation Provision 101 is permanently in effect until a further announcement. Supreme Guardian Tatiana explained the reasons behind the curfew afterwards to the Crystal Daily. As there are very few signs of life outside the Bellabog, the Silvermane guards have not kept a strict watch over Bellabog's exits. Recently, a number of citizens have reported sightings of dire wolves in Bellabog territory. It would seem the warm environment of Bellabog has attracted and encouraged the cold-weathering beasts to migrate to this area. These sightings have the full attention of the Silvermane guards, and roughly 1,100 Silvermane guards will be dispatched to the entire city to make sure there are no risks involving dire wolves. We will also use this as an opportunity to to increase our management over the city's traffic and prevent any dangerous creatures from entering in the future. Tatiana emphasized once again that all personnel other than Silvermane guards on security duty are not allowed outside their homes every day from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Activities that conceal, feed, or withhold information regarding direwolves is strictly prohibited. Anyone who violates these restrictions will be severely punished. Ooh.
So this has probably happened quite a while ago, because I gotta tell you this, I was outside the city before when we were outside the city when we landed. We saw no wolves.
It's possible that they were never wolves.
That's possible. Like it could have been in a form of it could have been a form of control. Evening Ember at the Goethe Hotel. Oh, goody! I get to say Goethe a lot more times.
Are you sure that that's how it's pronounced? Because I mean, that's I. Hold on a second. How do you just Because I'm sure that it might be a.
Let me Google through it.
It might be more like Goethe. It seems to be German. On.
Goethe. Gerda.
Goethe.
Gerda.
Yeah.
Goethe. Goethe. Okay, so.
Yeah, that might be a bit easier to say than Goethe.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, old Goethe from the Goethe Hotel, for providing the origin of the author Amy Forward, and for providing the origin for the story. The steaming hot tea had accompanied me through the nights when inspiration ran dry. The old Goethe Tony, Tony and Kenny. I lit up all the fireplaces in the hotel. On the next day, the entire city was covered in fog. Goethe left on a summer night. The stars glittered like water, but snow fell from the sky. He had told Leslie that he'd still have unfulfilled wishes. She knew what it was, but she couldn't manage it. Leslie remembered that the first time she saw Goethe, it was at the Goethe Hotel. The well-dressed gentleman looked at her with a smile and saw her own reflection nearly in the caramel depths of his eyes. However, she was disheveled from her escape and was not presentable. Leslie hurriedly shifted her eyes away, but the gentleman and with the chiseled features did not despise her, instead offering her a cup of hot tea. Beautiful lady, how can I be how can I be of assistance? That was the first sentence Goethe said to Leslie. Oh my God, he's a nice guy, TM. Okay, to be fair, he might actually be just a nice guy.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Okay, I gotta go eat. So, we'll pick this up when I get back.
That's perfect. I also need to eat. I'll chat to you in a bit then.
All right. I'll keep the video recording, but put it on break and I'll edit it out in post.
Perfect.
All right. So now that we're both back, yeah, number 2. Goethe Hotel was indeed, as the rumors said, a shelter in this world full of strife. A kind and older man, and with a bad leg had told Leslie that she escaped here from the mines. And Goethe Hotel is the only shelter in the entire road because the rules there are a lot more different from everywhere else. And that was indeed true. Everyone in the hotel knows that while Goethe appears kind, he was very famous when he was young. No matter who you are, everyone has to respect the boss and do not cause a fight in the hotel. Even though this was not a rule written out and displayed on the hotel walls, it was a hard rule obeyed by all in this border town for the past decade or so. Mr. Goethe is an honorable man. People in the know found it hard to stop praising the owner of the hotel. Mr. Goethe, the manager of this luxury hotel, always seems very kind. Nobody knew where his funds come from, but everyone knew he actually charged very little with guests who are in need. For years, he had silently sheltered the poor with nowhere to go. People like Leslie, and I'm sure there were no people watching that he could have wanted to look good in front of. Leslie was originally working at a place famous for its mining industry. There were mines everywhere, and nobody knew just how many veins were still undiscovered. There were always rumors about someone discovering a vein and becoming rich overnight. Leslie had heard her work colleagues say that the owner of their mine was one such lucky soul. Thanks to the support of the various mines, the city also offered plenty of job opportunities. Leslie worked there for a few years and managed to save up some money. She sent the money home, only to receive the terrible news of her mother's death and from illness a few days later. Leslie couldn't understand how her mother could suddenly become so ill. She was even more confused with how she was hunted down by a tough-looking thug when he was heading home. It was so strange. The home she grew up in, the home that sheltered her, the home that gave her so many memories. It was suddenly a forbidden place. Leslie had wanted to offer a bouquet of flowers loved by her mother at her grave, but now she couldn't even get home. The only thing that welcomed her home was the blizzard. Oh, so this was around the time the blizzard happened. This was around the time the eternal freeze started.
Okay.
At least what I'm getting from this. The following pages seem to have been forcibly torn off. The remaining paper scraps contain some very angry comments. Don't try to copy others' writing if you haven't got the talent. Your writing's all sorts of pitiful stuff. If you think everyone's gonna read it, goddamn.
Oof, rough.
Oh wait, hold on. Just like if it's a recount of happenings, then it isn't exactly copying writings. But then Amy could have very well been a plagiarist, but still be giving actual information.
Yeah.
Okay, Natasha's list.
Let's see. To all parents who are minors. But how's that possible? How can parents be minors? Oh no. 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 I am Dr. Natasha. I know many of you are exhausted from your daily work, and so you entrust your children to the care of the clinic. I understand how difficult it must be for your family as the end of the year approaches. However, some of you haven't seen your children for so long that I can't help but wonder about your motives. I've enclosed a list of the children who haven't seen their parents in over 100 days. I hope these parents will visit before the end of this month. If not, I will be adding your names to in my notebook. Those who are in my notebook had better pray you don't get sick or hurt. or I'll be sure to take care of you using my family's secret recipe and a large dose of compassion.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Isabella, 11 years old, 133 days without visits. Little Bella is the most well-tempered and sensible child at the clinic. She often volunteers to help with the chores and takes care of the other children while I'm away. If you're Bella's parents, I suggest you learn about child care from her, because I'm pretty sure you wouldn't even you wouldn't be able to care for a mad mole. You wouldn't even be able to care for a mad mole that eats anything.
Yikes.
Big Charlie, 9 years old, 164 days without visits. Big Charlie is a child with quite a temper, probably something he learned from his parents. He doesn't know his own strength and frequently gets into fights with the other children, for which I have scolded him on numerous occasions. However, he's shown an interest in medicine and is capable of making basic potions that he uses for his own bruises. If your child's parents, please come visit him soon, or I'll teach him how to make special potions for you.
Goddamn. Natasha has no patience for their shit.
No. Let's see. Little Charlie. So so that's why we've got Big Charlie, we've got Little Charlie. 7 years old. 115
Goddamn.
days of visits.
That's thing where when a kid has two names. Like I have to give like a suffix to each of the children to distinguish them. You couldn't like give them nicknames or some shit. No, it always has to be Charlie 1 or Charlie 2 or some shit like that.
Yeah, no, we used my first. There were two people with my name in school, and so thankfully the other person, their surname happened to be started with a B, and so it was so it was Anthony N and Anthony B. That's how we had to be referred to each other. It was annoying.
Jeez. It's like I never got that in any of the schools I went because obviously my name was pretty unique.
Yeah, no, that was, yeah, but I'm sure you got plenty of abuse because your name was pretty unique.
Yeah, very much. I could give you a freaking list of a particular joke that was used on me all the time regarding my name, but like. I won't mention it because obviously I'm recording this, and also it's a dead name, and dead names stay dead.
We don't dig those up.
Yeah. So yeah, little Charlie.
It's been almost a year since little Charlie joined us, yet he hasn't said a single word. Little Charlie's parents, count yourselves lucky. I know what you look like because he always keeps a family photo in his pocket. Believe me when I say I'll personally come find you if you don't visit. I can only assume you're suffering from amnesia, and I have the right remedy for it.
With the right remedy, because be bat to the face? Because I can help with that.
Oh God! What? Hold on, I'm getting on to Timmy. There's always one. There's always a Timmy. There's always a Timmy.
Fairy godparents.
Fairy godparents. Little Timmy, oh little Timmy, what a headache. I don't know where he's been reading, don't know where he reads about the existence of pigeons. Ever since then, he's been obsessed with studying birds. I told him that there are no birds in the underground, but he won't listen and still constantly daydreams about them. If you're Timmy's parents, I suggest you visit Timmy before you have to capture a couple of these birds and make him happy.
I kind of want to go back and watch the entirety of Fairly Odd Parents and also Danny Phantom, but at the same time I'm hesitant to because of the shit that's been going on with Butch Hartman.
I hear you.
Okay, so Underground Encyclopedia, Plants and Fungi. Blue lamp umbrella. What exactly is an umbrella? It's what you use. It's what you use to get is to protect you from the rain. Come on now. I'm kidding. Blue lamp umbrella is a type of fungus that is commonly found and growing near geomarrow. Small-sized fruiting body, flat cap, and a dimple and gills. 0.5 to 2 centimeters in diameter, smooth, dry, with its color fading from cyan to light blue, becoming lighter towards its center. The stripe is 2 to 5 centimeters, 1 millimeter or thicker, smooth, carved, and hollow. The cap is covered in shining dust, making the mushroom give off a blue glow in the dark. This lamp umbrella is edible, but this is not recommended because its flesh is hard to chew. It is used primarily by some clinics for pharmaceutical purposes. Fungi of the blue lamp family are analgesic. Have analgesic effects, which have proven effective for trigeminal neuralgia, migraine and fracture pains, and rheumatoid arthritis. The discovery of this fungus has done wonders for miners who commonly suffer from these problems. Its name umbrella was borrowed from the common object to describe its shape, but over time, underground people forgot what an umbrella was. I mean, when you don't get rain.
I mean, also, can we just say, like, they know they have rheumatoid arthritis, but not pigeons. Anyway, but I'm sure that's probably because the pigeons all live up on the top.
Yeah, you're not going. As we said, this is underground, so you're not going to see birds around here too much. If at all. Corrosive ore moss. Random thoughts creep up in an abandoned mine, lit up by an eerie green light. Corrosive moss is a small plant with subspherical reflex cells on top, usually found in cave entrances or abandoned geomarrow mines. The plant absorbs the moisture and organic matter in the air through its compact structure, secreting acidic substances constantly during the growth process. In the marrow mines, the acidic substances dissolve marrow powder, creating a chemical reaction that will release weak light and energy. Its strong protonema is usually round and can reflect light into a greenish glow. In the depths of the cave, where there is almost no light, this moss is still capable of using photosynthesis to survive. There is an ecological phenomenon known as the moss corridor, where the mossy overgrowth expands to unimaginable proportions inside the geomarrow mine. Zombie General. Oh, good. We've got clickers. This really is a zombie. The Zombie General is not an actual zombie, nor is it a real general. I felt the need to clarify that. It's just the name of a giant banyan tree. The giant banyan tree existed long before the Eternal Freeze. The single tree extended to form an entire forest from a famous eco-attraction. To extend their respect, the people at the time named this tree General Sherba. When the Eternal Freeze came around, the exposed parts of the General Sherba died in the frost and snow. However, it is a slow process of agony and death. The roots of General Sherba kept growing and took over the underground water sources to absorb even more energy. The expansion of its underground root system continued even after the main tree had died. And the elder members of the Geomarrow development group were shocked the first time they ran into the route. It's because the Bellabog was more than 100 kilometers away from the General. From this point on, the ever-growing root It's were referred to by the people as the zombie general. Even to this day, the zombie general still acts as a very important source of materials for the underworld and its people. As for the overall cultivation of the roots, it would be safe to say that less than 1% of it has been tapped into.
Okay.
I wonder if this is like the. Oh no, I don't think that was particularly a tree. There's a structure in the town square of the of the main city, and I thought it looked it looked rather tree-like, and I thought this may be what the zombie general was.
Okay.
Okay, so next one, Tale of the Winterlands.
Let's see. I mean, shouldn't we perhaps leave this one for now, because we only have like we're in like the middle of like a much bigger thing, or you know what I mean? Would it make more sense to collect the other pieces first?
Yeah, at least chapters. I see your point. At least chapters 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I'll keep that. I'll keep that in mind. Stick a pin in it. This one we only have. We also only have volume 2.
Yeah, but I think that this is Musicians of Belobog, so this is one of those things where I think we can probably still. You know what I mean? It'll be talking about musicians, so we don't necessarily have to have, it's not a narrative.
Fair.
Or not. No. Okay.
Yeah, this looks like it. This looks like it's an actual story.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This is probably the reference to a German story. I forget the name of it. It was something that Phalis did a review of that Dingo did.
What was it?
Musicians of Bremen. That's the name. The Musicians of Bremen. So I think that's what this must be referencing. Yeah, it is. Like, see that nay, nay, nay?
Okay.
It's literally the Musicians of Bremen.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Journey of the Moles, Belobog.
Well, let's see, but that's gonna. Let's see. I am jealous of the gear that lost the dusk. The turning days never had a future. 3 shields per bottle. The retail sale of souls. Just enough for one mouthful in a meal. Amber, amber, yet another amber for enrichment. The stars in the hometown are never on time. Wind, wind, another wind howls as a hawk. The evening light tolls and takes away the stone pier with nowhere to go in Rivertown. Shackles applied in a moist heart. How could it be measured in kilograms? Yet another stone statue stands at the start of the mine shaft. The mining machine sculpts the pattern of its own trousers. Passers-by all say, it's so foolish.
Dang, these kids are rather poetic. To remind you, the moles are all kids, and they're all around Hook's age.
Fair enough. Ooh.
That's very eloquent for a child. Okay, so I'll put a note I'll put a note that we haven't yet read Tales of Winterland of the Winterlands and Musicians of Belobog. We need at least 2 chapters here, and chapter 1 and 2 here, and at least chapter 1 here.
Yeah. You.
Ah. I got characters coming back from expeditions. God damn, this took.
Woo!
I put this out last night. They were out for 20 hours.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's one of those things, but it doesn't look like it doesn't look like you're required to pay in order to in order to speed it up.
Right.
It's just like I have a feeling this is like for if you have units to spare.
Yeah.
Just like have them go collecting and go collecting and stuff while you're busy doing something else.
Yeah.
I'm not in particular need of credits right now. I'll do about with Herta and Asta, I'll do about 8 hours maybe. And I think I have the least of these, so I'll put Misha and Den Hong on this.
Okie dokie.
And there's a message here that we can read. There's also that I'll get to. There's also these that we haven't gotten into.
Oh, jeepers. Ooh, there's a lot of things here. Okay.
Yeah, but maybe like save this for another video.
Okay.
But because it does look like it'll be quite a bit of reading.
Yeah.
Like maybe we'll slowly schedule another lore reading this week and read all we have of one section, and then do all we have then and another time do all we have of another section and such.
Well, yeah, why not? Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I have a feeling that this week might be a bit difficult for me, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, worst case scenario, I can get someone else to read with me, but I don't think these are particularly a top priority right now.
No, of course not. But still, they're fun to do.
Yeah, plus it'll be that bit more of extra world, and I think the data bank is like extra world building, and I think the data bank is like for a wider scope of things.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll do for the lore reading for today at least. So we'll pick up again. We'll pick up again next time I pick up substantial lore, and again I'll put a pin on the musicians of Bremen and the other thing. So thank you for joining us for this session, and thank you again to Marcelis for joining me, and I hope to see you again.
Stay smooth, everybody.
All right, bye.